Help me spread the word and join me on my mission of motivating other moms by sharing the video. Thank you for watching.
What is the best that I could do?
Mhm.
I celebrated myself. On a side note,
From the Garden State, New Jersey, from one mom to another, it's time for Mom's Talk. Here's Avani.
Welcome, Supermoms, to Mom's Talk. I am your show host, Avani, and our today's Supermom guest is joining us from New Jersey. She is the founder of Power Speakers Unlimited. She's also a Tedx coach. Welcoming Taruna Ramani. Lovely to have you, Taruna.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm super excited about this myself.
Me too, Taruna. So, Power Speakers Unlimited, what is this platform all about?
Sure. So we are in the space of teaching public speaking, Avni. So if I was to talk about each word here, the power in a speaker is unlimited. So we tap in the unlimited potential that each and every one of us has. So and we are training everyone who comes to us in the space of communication, public speaking, debates, group discussions, leadership. So yes, that's what we do.
Lovely. And I love the way you explained it. Is that how you came up with the name?
No, it's interesting because it was power speakers. And then I thought that, I wanted to add the word unlimited to it. And I'm very excited for the name now. It says a lot.
Absolutely. How did you get started with this platform, Taruna? When did you think in your mind that, I wanted to do something like this? I want to train people. How did this thought occur in your mind?
Sure. So I was always a natural speaker, Avni, and when I started this program for students, that's where I started. There was no curriculum that I could pick off of from the web or, copy a curriculum. I created it end to end myself till this date. We have about 4 or 5 teachers, but I create the curriculum end to end for kindergartners up to 12th grade. And you asked me, how did I get into it? So as I said, I was a natural speaker. I am a natural speaker. But then I realized that not everyone is innately gifted in communication skills, and it is a life skill, right? I have seen this magic happen over and over when a child learns the skill and then transforms himself. So I wanted to be able to give that platform to everyone. And that is when this journey started.
Is there something that you did differently during your childhood or your parents, the environment that you grew in? How was it like? Do you think that is one of the reasons why you are the way you are right now?
I was born in a very small town, raised in a very small town in India. And my dad, what he used to do is that he would bring in classics books from the library, the local officer's library. And what he would do is he would make me read those books, and he would want me to audio record myself. We used to have a tape recorder where my dad would make me audio record myself and he would make me listen to it. So when I would listen to myself, I would feel or hear the awkwardness in my voice, or, him and we would discuss how I was going very fast, how I was not using the right vocabulary. So he was ambitious for me to pick up this skill, and that really helped.
So you yourself were trained by your dad to become a powerful speaker.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And what a wonderful idea. We all read books. We all encourage our kids to read books, but reading it, recording it in your own voice, and then kind of, analyzing your own speech is I think it's a very wonderful way of knowing how you yourself are performing instead of somebody else telling you, how you're doing. So that is a self-realization that I
Absolutely.
think you get.
Absolutely. And till this date, I tell my students, anytime we are going for a competition, anytime they're preparing for something, I tell them, send me a voice note first, so that you and I, we listen to it together and we pick areas that you could improve on. And then I want to see your video recording. So I want my students to follow the same thing that I learned when I was a child. And at that time, we did not even have the technology that we have now. We had a very dated tape recorder, those old ones where we used to play cassettes into it.
Yeah, I know
That
there
is
was a recording button right next to the play button, and then the
exactly
first two
it
fingers
worked
used to
together.
tap it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So, that's what we had, and my dad would make me read and record and play and then analyze with him. So, if you were to talk about my childhood influences, I would definitely say my dad.
Looking at you, when I hear you talking, I see that calm, I see that peace in you, the patience that you have. We would love to know, how have you handled, if you have faced any difficult situations in life?
Who doesn't, Avni? Each one of us has our own challenges, right? Mine is a known challenge. I am a cancer thriver, not a cancer survivor. I'm a cancer thriver. 2016, 17, 18. I was battling cancer, and a rare kind of cancer. My doctors did not know how to treat me because there are not even 1,000 documented cases on my kind of cancer. So then what do? You tap into your own self, right?
How did you get that strength? How did you kept yourself focused? And it's just a different phase of life that you're in, and it's really hard to sort of train your mind to be in a certain direction. How did you do that, Taruna? It's not easy. It's not easy. You have to be really strong in your mind to think beyond and to think in the positive direction.
I was very clear about something of me, that the curtain will only fall once. I'm not going to walk that path of why me every day, because I cannot change what is happening within my body. I could not change what was happening within my body, right? I could not, right? So if I could not change that, what is the best that I could do? I celebrated myself. On a side note, Avni, I love myself. I do. It might sound like I don't know what, but I love myself. I loved myself when I was going through cancer too, with no hair, with all those surgeries, everything. I loved myself then too. I love myself now too. So acceptance was a big thing, right? And then I developed friendship with a beautiful soul who taught me to be grateful, right? She held my hand and opened my eyes to gratitude. And that was such a dramatic shift in my mindset. And I actually recalibrated myself. And I celebrate. I mean, every time I would go for my chemo, I would dress up like I'm going for a fancy afternoon lunch. My husband like, what's happening? Where are you going? I said, nowhere. I'm going for my chemo, but I love myself. I'm not going to go in a way like, oh my God, it's my chemo and it's going to be so horrible. And the days that are going to follow are going to be so bad. No, I used to dress up and go. My daughter, I remember for one of my chemos, she took me for a very good breakfast before chemo, right? For one of my chemos, I know we had karaoke that evening and in my house for the night of my first chemo. And I had the drip on me and I was listening to karaoke tracks and humming the songs. And one of my friends came to visit me. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I have karaoke tonight and I want to sing a good song, period." So I conditioned my mind. I did fancy, glamorous photo shoots, right? With no hair and everything. So I was like, that's why I call that podcast Mind Over Cancer. I controlled my mind because I could not control cancer.
You absolutely trained your mind, and I love the way you handle it. It was a celebration every single time. You just flipped it around. Amazing. What a lovely way of tackling such a difficult situation, and coming out of that typical mindset. It could be turned around if you want it to be. It's all up in here. A lot of mothers would love to know what would be your message for our mothers.
My message to moms is, don't overdo it for yourself and for your children. Let some things happen naturally. Believe in your children, trust them, and then guide them. Don't force them, guide them, and it'll happen. The magic will happen.
Based on your experience, if I were to ask you, what are a few of the points that you think has made a major impact on a child's development in terms of coming out of their comfort zone? What would those be?
I hear from parents so many times when they say, "Taruna, my child does not speak enough." I sat with my child, or my husband and I sat with our child, and we gave him this topic to speak on. And can you believe he barely spoke a few lines? And that's when we thought that we need to put him in a public speaking class. Oh my God, he is doing so bad and he needs your help ASAP. If you are growing a house plant, you want to put it in the sunlight. Sunlight is not enough. You need to water it timely too. There are a few steps that you need to take to see that healthy plant, right? You can't say that, "Oh, you know what? I put it near the window, but guess what? It's not doing it. Oh my God, it's not working out." There are a few things that you need to do, and stay patient, right?
Yeah.
Because the kids who are outgoing are doing good. The kids who are shy, they need to break out of that shell. There is a bridge from that shyness to confidence in each and every child. They cross that bridge at their own pace when they want to. Sometimes what happens is that a shy child, right? There is a child who's shy, and then the parent is like, a parent says to the child, "Okay, you know what? I want you to go to that store and ask that person for this thing. If you do not do it, I'm not doing this for you. Or, I'm not allowing you that sleepover." And then you see that shy child cross that bridge and then go up there and do it under pressure. You will see that happen, right? So that invisible bridge is there that we have to gently nudge them to walk.
What a lovely conversation we had, Taruna. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us, and what you believe in, how you took care of yourself. It's so important for all of us to know the different ways that we tackle situations of life. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you for this opportunity, Avni. I mean, it was a great conversation. I loved it. Thank you so much for this. Thank you.